Hey y'all, welcome to Shireen's World. How's it going tonight? Welcome to Shireen's World. As you know, I am a peer mentor survivor from domestic violence and narcissistic abuse, and I'm up here spreading awareness as a survivor, as a peer mentor. Those of you know, if you know what that is, this is what I do. I come up here, I spread awareness. I give insight of my situation, and I help other people, get through their situation as well. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So right now we're gonna get into some videos with Dr. Ramani speaking on narcissists. So, a lot of my, followers that's on Facebook, they come up here, they watch my videos and they love the videos and they learn from them. And I just want to say thank you. And also thank you everyone for subscribing to my page. I really greatly appreciate you guys. So let's get into this video right here about narcissists.
Narcissists actually do not do well in relationships that are stable and steady and free of drama. The approach and the avoidance and the ups and the downs are kind of almost a draw for them. And often it's sadly the only thing that keeps them engaged. The drama kind of keeps them hooked in.
If you haven't already, make sure y'all go follow Dr. Ramani on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow her. She's a licensed therapist. And yeah, she's really, really great about what she talks about. So yeah, if you're a narcissist out there, make sure you go watch Dr. Ramani. Maybe she could tell you about yourself or so. Whether you're a male or you're a female, it doesn't matter. Like I said, domestic violence and narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, the traits it has no gender. So you could be a male or you could be a female narcissist and you need to go get yourself checked out. Okay.
Supposed to look like. And today, the term we're going to take on is love bombing. So hold on to your hats because many of you know what this feels like. When we think about love bombing, we're reminded that we were raised on fairy tales and we grew up into watching romantic comedies, as it were. These themes create unrealistic expectations and skewed our perceptions. All of those fairy tales and all of those romantic comedies can often sort of twist what we think a courtship is actually supposed to look like. I've heard this story so many times. Boy meets girl, or boy meets boy, or girl meets girl, however your story begins. Think about the themes I'm about to talk about. Some may apply for you, but others may not.
So basically, what she's talking about is like, like the beginning of, the relationship. That's what she's talking about, like when how things are in the beginning of the relationship. So hold on, the video kind of disappeared. But anyways, yes, so that's what she's talking about, like how things are in the beginning of the relationship. You know how things are. They they love bomb you. You know what I'm saying? They say all these things and stuff like that, you know, love bomb you or whatever.
Story begins. Think about the
So yeah. If you're in a situation like this, like the best goal, whether you're a man or a female, is to get yourself out that situation. That is the best goal. That is what you need to do. There are advocates out there that can help you. There are mentors out there that can help you. There are, domestic violence groups, whatever it is that's out there that can help you. You know, all you got to do is reach out, pick up the phone, and, get the help that you need. At the end of the day, doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Boone County, whether you're in, a whole nother state somewhere else. It does not matter where you are. If you need that help,
Just
help. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. Okay. So I'm about to get back into this video and we're gonna go from there. Like I said, if you experiencing any other situation, especially when it comes to like when someone's trying to shut you down from, talking, you have to continue to keep speaking up. You understand? You have to keep bringing awareness, for someone else to share their story at the end of the day. Like I said, by me coming up here sharing my story, it's not all about trying to bash somebody or whatever the case may be. It's me bringing awareness of my story. You understand? I went through domestic violence in 2019. You understand? And I went through a domestic violence slash narcissistic relationship in 2024 to 2025. It is the truth. That's what it is. And as me being a peer mentor survivor, I'm up here spreading awareness. That's what we do. That's what we do. We spread awareness. You understand? So I'm so happy, God gave me this gift. It took me a while to come up here, like I said before, to express my story or just give little snippets or pieces of little things and stuff like that of my story. Listen, I have a whole story to tell, and that's not just it, not just a narcissist. That's not just it. I haven't even broke down my 2019 story fully. You understand? So I'm just breaking down the little bits of pieces as a survivor. You understand? Legally, my disclaimer is in the at the bottom of the screen, and that's just what I'm doing. If anybody is trying to stop you from bringing your story, from you speaking up, you know, there are people you can get a hold of. You understand? Because that's what you call a smear campaign. That's when narcissists try to start these smear campaigns to make themselves look better, to make themselves look good. And that shit don't look good at all. Because honestly, let me tell you something, right? A narcissist is a narcissist, whether they are, what, let me tell you, they're not going to go get their stuff checked out. You understand? They know they have a problem. And this is a male or a female. So they know they have a problem. So if they have these problems and they're not getting their stuff checked out and then they're moving on to the next situation, where you think those that next problem is going? It's going on to the next situation. You understand? It's not going to get fixed. All they're going to do is cover that up until that person starts seeing all of that eventually. You understand? So when you're coming out of situations, you have to heal. You have to heal. You have to heal. You cannot just jump on into the next situation. You have to heal, okay? You get all but you get all the counseling, whatever it is that you gotta get, and you do what you gotta do. And now you know how to spot a narcissist, and now you know how to deal with a narcissist. Okay? I don't know how much I have to express, but I really think that they need to start a registry list in the state of New York for people that get charged for domestic violence. They need to be put on there. I really think it is. And from my understanding, there is there's other states. I'm not too sure, but allegedly there is a few selective states that already tried it, that got it going already. And I really think New York State needs to get that going as well, because that would make it so much easier for women and men to know who's out there doing these things. Like one of my followers said on my Facebook, you know, she was just like, they need to be placed on a registry list. There's no cure for people with domestic violence. and stuff like that is it's sad. It is sad. And then when they downplay and shift blame and make it seem like everything is all you and you the crazy one and things like that, it is sad. So like I said, if you're a man and you're dealing with a narcissist or domestic violence, if you're a woman and you're dealing with a narcissist or domestic violence, and if you're actively in it right now, or if you don't even know that you're in it right now, okay? Because like I said, they start off nice and sweet. So if you don't know, pay attention. Pay attention. And if you are in it and you know, and now you're starting to see, don't ever don't tell that no, don't tell that narcissist you're leaving. Just go because it gets dangerous. And if you gotta call the police, if you gotta up your order protections, if you gotta do whatever, get full blown order protections, then that's just what you have to do to, to get yourself safe. But always keep copies of everything. Okay? Narcissists, they like to play these games. It is these games. And as a survivor, come on, y'all understand what I'm talking about. So if you're a man or a woman, listen, you understand what I'm talking about. Because domestic violence and narcissists or whatever, that stuff has no gender or no roles to it. So it does not matter. So this is aimed towards anybody that's dealing with a situation like this. Just sit back and look at it. Wow, like, it's the same revolving door of the same situation. Do I want to be stuck in this circus or do I want to get out of it? And if you want to get out of it, there are advocates out there that can help you. If the police don't want to believe what you're talking about, there are people that can help you. Trust me, there's people that can help you. Now, I want to touch this like this. So, to you ladies out there, that are narcissists and are out there putting your hands on men. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not okay. It goes both ways. It is never okay for a woman to put her hands on a man. It is never okay. Just let him go. Just let him go. It goes both ways. Let him go. If he want to go be with whatever he want to go be with, let him go do whatever he's going to do. You focus on yourself and you do what you got to do and you move on. You heal and you move on. There's no need to be out there fighting on females for no dudes. And there's no need for no dudes to be out there fighting no other dudes for no females. It does not need to be none of that going on. So, like I said, it works both ways. So, ladies, please do not be out here putting your hands on no man. They're like, you're not a man. So, do not be out here putting your hand on no other man. Okay? Because you wouldn't like it if the shoe was reversed and that man was putting his hands on you. So why would you want that to happen? And I will hope that y'all don't have sons, and daughters and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, they're gonna see that type of stuff. So ladies, if you out there putting your hands on a man or doing this narcissist stuff, please check your life. Please get yourself together. It's no need. It is no need. And please do not let a narcissist drive y'all crazy. There is help out there. Reach out to your local shelter, the national hotline, your local domestic violence shelters in the area that you have. There are a lot of advocates, especially in my town, where I live at my town in Broome County in Binghamton. You have the RISE program. You have the crime victim services. You have family court that you can go walk into. You have the district attorney's office that you can go to. th- you have counselors that you can speak with. You can go to your doctors and have conversations with them, and they can give you information, to get to a licensed therapist, advocate. You have peer survivor mentors that, like me, that helps other people get through their situation as well. So you have groups with other women and men, whatever the situation is, there is help out there. You just have to reach out. And like I said, when you're dealing with a narcissist, let me tell you something, because everybody on my page be wanting to know, like, how can they come out of the healing? Like, how can they heal? Let me tell you something. One of the things that I did was I had to shut down. I had to remove all negativity away. So anything that was blocking my energy had to go. Anything that was shaking my energy, bad spirit, I had to distance myself. So what I did in that situation, I had to distance myself. Yeah, you may could communicate through a text message or whatever. Like I said, everybody's situation is different, but I definitely distance myself big time, big time. You understand? When I distanced myself, I started to work on me, look at myself in the mirror, work on me. You understand? And it is so sad that so many victims and survivors have to do that when they're coming out these situations, because most survivors and victims be wanting to know, like, they don't have to do this. They don't go through the heartache. They don't go through the mental situations after, because they don't care. So you have to get through that. You have to heal. You have to heal. And please do not take any threats too lightly, because I know I don't. Whether it's a joking manner, whatever it is, I don't take threats too lightly. Domestic violence is a serious, serious story. Listen, especially about the situation that happened up in North Carolina, I believe, with the 8 children and the 2 adults. Oh man, that really touched my soul, because that has something to do with domestic violence. It is real out here in these streets. Ladies, be careful. Men, be careful. Be very careful. When you're coming up here and you're sharing your story and you're spreading awareness as a peer mentor, let me tell you something. This is getting bigger than this. Not just coming up here speaking and anything like that. This is gonna be a whole movement going forward, like Ben. You understand? Like I said, I've been wanting to get this done, but there has to be an ending to the cycle. There has to. You have to break the cycle. And when you break your cycle and you start speaking up for yourself and you start telling your story and you start mentoring other people and you start spreading awareness and things like that, these people come after you and try to do smear campaigns or whatever it is that they try to do. That's what they're going to do. You gotta have tough skin. You have to be real thick. When you start becoming a peer mentor, you have to be real thick and have the right team behind you. The right team. And what I mean by the right team, I'm not talking about some street people. I'm talking about the right law people behind you. Okay? Because can't nobody stop you from talking. That's what they want you to do. They want you to stop talking. They want you to stop. You cannot stop. So if you're a man or a woman and you're going through domestic violence or narcissistic abuse relationship, please get yourself out of there. Get yourself some help. Call the hotline number. Get some counseling. If it's a serious situation, definitely call 911. If it's if you know you got a plan to get out the situation, listen, do what you have to do, but do it the legal way. Don't be out here fighting these people. Don't be out here pulling up the people's houses. Don't do none of that. The most easiest way to get to a narcissist is by bringing awareness. You can ask any therapist, counselor, it's the easiest way. Do not feed their ego. Their ego is drama. They act like their ego is not drama, but it is. When you sit back and you're dealing with a narcissist and you're looking, what is revolving around their life? It is nothing but chaos. Is it peace? It's only peace when they want something from you. Are you giving them something? Because you're the supply. So that's when it's only peace. Then they sit here and say, oh, this crazy person because you're coming up here and you're speaking and you're bringing awareness. Well, let me be this crazy so called person because you're just reflecting off of what you're calling yourself. So, ladies, please do not be out here beating on no man and doing no narcissistic stuff. Get your shit together. And men, please stop putting your hands on women and being narcissistic and crazy and get your shit together. What is so hard? And when a survivor is coming out and is speaking up and they're bringing awareness and bringing awareness and bringing their story up front and helping other people, that's what narcissist people do. They try to start smear campaigns. That is sad. So, like I said, if you're in the Binghamton area, the Broome County area, and you're going through domestic violence, there is the RISE program. There is the crime victim advocacy. You have the district attorney's office that can help you. There's family court that can help you. And not only just in my area that I'm in, nationwide. This information is nationwide. You can anywhere within your area that you are in, no matter where you are at, you can contact the national hotline number. Domestic violence, a national hotline number. You can call and get as much information that you need, no matter what time it is. You can give them a call, whether you just want to talk, get something off your chest. They will talk with you. Whether you want some help outside of the shelter, whether you need help within the shelter, they will assist you no matter where you are. But in Broome County, I know that there are advocates, there are people out there that are on the ball, on the ready, on the mark to assist you in whatever it is that you need when it comes to the situation. Because I know in Broome County, they do not play about domestic violence at all. So, ladies and men, please do not be out here putting your hands on women and men. Please do not be out here doing narcissistic crazy stuff. If you know you have an issue with your life, please go get it checked out. It is not so hard to go get yourself checked out. If you're drinking or whatever, you listen, get yourself checked out because it is not healthy. It is not healthy. And when it comes to domestic violence, it needs to be talked about enough. This is the reason why survivors or victims are scared to come out and share their stories because you have narcissistic people that would try to tell you if you X, Y, and Z this is what I'm gonna do. What? Nah. You are a survivor. You are strong. You got this. You keep your head held high and you share your story. You're not out here bashing nobody. You're not out here trying to start a smear campaign. You are spreading awareness as a victim and, and to a survivor, however you want to word it. You are helping other people identify red flags when it comes to domestic violence or narcissistic abuse or whatever the situation that it is. Because some people could be spreading awareness about parent, manipulation. People could spread awareness about just other different things. So get yourself out that situation. You'll feel so much better when you're coming out of it. And if you are going through this, listen, if you have someone that's trying to silence you from sharing your story, there are people that can help you. Reach out to your advocates. Reach out. So thank you. I hope everyone have a blessed night. Stay safe. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're not laying next to a narcissist tonight, whether it's a man or a female. Make sure you subscribe to my page. It's called Domestic Violence and Narcissistic Relationships I Survive. And come join the movement with everyone else. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, whether you're a man or a female. Because, like I said, domestic violence and narcissistic personality disorder and traits, they have no gender or no roles. There's too much going on out in this world where it's not being talked about enough. Like it's too much. Every time you look on the internet, somebody's going on alive due to domestic violence or a narcissistic relationship, however you put it. Ladies, do better. Men, do better. And it'll be good. So, all right, we're going to get up out of here. Y'all have a blessed night and welcome to Shireen's World, okay? Thank you.